joining Celestica's Annual Meeting of Shareholders. I will now hand the meeting over to Rob Mionis, Chair of the meeting.
Good morning. I am Rob Mionis, Chair of the Board and Chief Executive Officer of Celestica, and I will act as Chair of this Annual Meeting of Shareholders. I am joined by Mandeep Chawla, Chief Financial Officer, Doug Parker, Chief Legal Officer and Corporate Secretary, and Pam White, Senior Director of Communications. All of the director nominees have joined the meeting as well. Before we proceed with the business of the meeting, I would like to welcome everyone joining us today. 2025 was an outstanding year of disciplined execution and exceptional growth for Celestica. I would also like to take a moment to recognize two individuals. First, I want to formally recognize retiring Chair Mike Wilson for his exceptional leadership over many years. On behalf of the entire board, I want to thank Mike for his unwavering commitment to Celestica and its shareholders. We also saw the departure of Luis Mueller from the board this past year, and I would like to also thank Luis for his many years and contributions to the board. As was the case last year, this meeting is being held as a hybrid meeting. Our goal is to replicate the experience shareholders attending virtually would have if they were all meeting in person. As in past years, we expect the vast majority of votes will have been cast in advance of the meeting by proxy. That said, registered shareholders and duly appointed proxy holders will be allowed to vote in person or online in accordance with the instructions to be provided. Given the hybrid format of the meeting, and in order for us to expeditiously take discussion on any matter proposed for a vote, we will pause at certain points during the meeting to provide an opportunity to vote or ask questions. However, we would encourage registered voters or duly appointed proxy holders participating online who have specific questions on a formal item of business to submit each question now by clicking on the messaging icon and then clearly identifying the applicable item of formal business, as well as your name and contact information. Such questions will be addressed prior to voting on the applicable motions. Following the business of the meeting, I will provide a brief update on the company, and together with Mandeep, we will be available to respond to any questions. If you have a question about the company but not specifically related to a formal item of business to be voted upon at the meeting, please wait until the general Q&A session following the conclusion of the meeting, or if you are participating online, you may submit the question along with your contact information at any time and will be considered for the Q&A session. If we are unable to address your question during the Q&A session, our team will follow up with you after the meeting. At this meeting and during management's presentation, we will make statements containing forward-looking information and refer to certain non-GAAP financial measures. I bring to your attention the cautionary note regarding such forward-looking statements, which for those here attending in person has been printed and made available to you, and for those participating online is available by clicking on the highlighted Documents drop-down icon at the top right of your screen and on our website. I now call the meeting to order. With the consent of the meeting, Doug Parker will act as Secretary of this meeting, and Roxanne Prasad of Computershare Investor Services, Inc., will act as scrutineer, also known as the Inspector of Elections for this meeting. The Secretary will now report on certain procedural matters.
Mr. Chair, I can report that the notice of this meeting, proxy statement, proxy card, and the consolidated financial statements of the company for the financial year ended December 31st, 2025, as well as the independent auditor's report thereon, have been mailed or made available to the requisite recipients in compliance with applicable requirements. The scrutineer has provided a preliminary report on attendance, and I can confirm that the requisite quorum of shareholders is present in person or represented by proxy at this meeting. Accordingly, the meeting is properly constituted for the conduct of business.
Thank you, Doug. The voting at today's meeting will be conducted by ballot. If you have already submitted a proxy, it is not necessary to also vote again, since your vote will be recorded in accordance with your proxy instructions. If you are a registered holder or a proxy holder attending here in person and you have not already voted, or if you are a registered holder and would like to change your vote and you have not already received a ballot, please put up your hand when requested to do so, and the scrutineers will provide you with a ballot. The ballot should be completed by marking an X in the appropriate spaces and must be clearly signed. If you are a registered shareholder, please print your name on the ballot. When you have completed and signed the ballot, please so indicate the scrutineers who will come and collect it. If you are a registered holder or a duly appointed proxy holder participating online, and you have not already voted by proxy, or you would like to change your vote, you can vote when prompted. For those participating virtually, the online polls will be open for all items of business to be voted on at the same time. This will allow you to vote on each item immediately, or if you prefer, you may wait until the conclusion of the discussion on all items prior to casting your vote. Once the online polls have been opened, the items of business to be voted on and your available voting options will be visible on your voting panel, accessible at the top of your screen. To submit a vote, please click on one of the voting choices displayed on your screen. Once the discussion has concluded on all items of business, I will allow for a moment and then declare the voting closed on all matters of business. I now declare the online polls open for all items of business. The first item on the agenda is the election of directors. I now ask the Secretary to propose the nominees.
I hereby nominate each of the following 9 persons to serve as a director of the company until the close of the next annual meeting of the company's shareholders, or until the director's successor is duly appointed, subject to the provisions of the company's bylaws. Kulvinder Kelly Ahuja, Rob Cascella, Chris Colpitts, Françoise Copron, Jill Kale, Lorette Colner, Amar Malatira, Rob Myonis, and David Reeder. These nominees have accepted their nomination.
As the company did not previously receive timely notice of any further nominations of persons for election of directors of the company, as required by the company's advance notice bylaw, I declare the nominations closed. Is there any discussion regarding the election of the nominees from those here in attendance in person? Thank you. Let us now also pause to account for any delay in the broadcasting of the online meeting to allow for questions to be submitted by shareholders participating virtually.
Mr. Chair, I confirm that we have not received any questions from shareholders participating online specifically on this item.
Whether you are participating online or in person, please follow the same voting instructions I provided at the start of the meeting. The next item of business is the appointment of the independent auditor of the company and the authorization of the board of directors to fix the independent auditor's remuneration. May I have a motion?
I move that KPMG LLP be appointed the independent auditor of the company until the close of the next annual meeting of the company's shareholders, and to authorize the board to fix the remuneration to be paid to the company's independent auditor.
Thank you. Is there any discussion of the matter from those here in attendance in person? Thank you. Let us now also pause to account for any delay in the broadcasting of the online meeting to allow for questions to be submitted by shareholders participating virtually.
Mr. Chair, I confirm that we have not received any questions from shareholders participating online specifically on this item.
Whether you are participating online or in person, please follow the same voting instructions I provided at the start of the meeting. The next item of business is the advisory resolution on the company's approach to named executive officer compensation, or as it is commonly referred to, say on pay vote. Shareholders are being asked to approve on an advisory basis and not to diminish the role and responsibilities of the board of directors the compensation paid to named executive officers as disclosed in the company's proxy statement delivered in advance of the meeting.
I hereby move that the say-on-pay resolution appearing on page 39 of the company's proxy statement be approved.
Thank you. Is there any discussion of the matter from those here in attendance? Thank you. Let us now also pause to account for any delay in the broadcasting of the online meeting to allow for questions to be submitted by shareholders participating virtually.
Mr. Chair, I confirm that we have not received any questions from shareholders participating online specifically on this item.
Whether you are participating online or in person, please follow the same voting instructions I provided at the start of the meeting. We will now proceed to the next item of business, being the presentation of the company's consolidated financial statements and the independent auditor's report thereon. These were included in the annual report that was mailed or made available to each shareholder who elected to receive the report. Copies of the financial statements are also available on our website and under our profile on SEDAR and EDGAR. We will now proceed with the process for completing the online voting on all items of the business of the meeting. Pam, just to double check, given the delay in the broadcasting of the online meeting, have any further questions come in from shareholders participating online, specifically on any of the motions?
Mr. Chair, I confirm that we have not received any questions from shareholders participating online, specifically on the motion.
Thank you, Pam. For those of you participating through the virtual meeting platform who have not voted on all of the items of business, please do so now. We will now pause to allow for your time to vote. That concludes the voting at today's meeting. I would also ask that the scrutineer compile the preliminary report regarding the results of voting on all business matters. May I have the scrutineer's preliminary report on the votes conducted by ballot at this meeting?
Mr. Chair, the scrutineer has now reported to me that based solely on proxies submitted prior to the commencement of this meeting, all matters put to a ballot at this meeting have been passed with the requisite shareholder support.
Thank you, Doug. I declare that the individuals nominated are elected as directors. The scrutineer's report also shows that based solely on proxies submitted prior to the commencement of this meeting, each elected director received votes in excess of the thresholds established under Celestica's majority voting policy, as described in the proxy statement. I also hereby declare that KPMG LLP has been appointed the independent auditor of the company and that the directors have authorized to fix the independent auditor's remuneration. I hereby declare that the advisory resolution approving named executive compensation to have passed. As there is no other business that may properly come before this meeting, I declare the meeting terminated. Before we close, I'd like to take a few minutes to share some brief perspectives on our business. As we recently shared in our first quarter results, we've had a very strong start to the year and remain confident in our trajectory. We've built a track record of consistent outperformance while strengthening our position as a trusted technology partner to many of the world's most influential companies. Our vision is clear: to lead and accelerate market advancements. And we deliver this through innovation, technology leadership, and focused execution across our segments. In our Connectivity and Cloud Solutions, or CCS segment, we are capturing significant growth as we support hyperscalers building next generation of data center infrastructure. Our technology leadership is driven by deep engineering expertise, spanning hardware and software, focused on solving complex system-level challenges. This enables us to design and develop leading-edge platform solutions across the technology stack. We are a recognized market leader in 400G and 800G Ethernet switches, and we are delivering the next generation of 1.6T switching solutions. This leadership and our ability to execute complex next-generation networking designs at scale is reflected in the significant new program wins we've announced in previous quarters. Our Advanced Technology Solutions, or ATS segment, is also performing well. Here, we are focused on our engineering-led strategy. By investing in specialized market-focused teams and global design centers, we have become a trusted technology partner capable of solving our customers' most complex challenges. Our strong progress reflects the dedication of our global team. Our culture is grounded in a shared commitment to excellence, and it is the strength of our people that continues to drive our performance. Thank you to all of our employees for your commitment and contributions. And to our shareholders, thank you for your continued trust and confidence in our team and our vision. The opportunity ahead of us is significant. We are helping set the pace of innovation across our markets, and we are just getting started. I would now be happy to take any questions.
There are no questions. This concludes today's meeting.